You're watching CT22 with Eric Parker, sponsored by Hartford Healthcare.
Welcome back. We're starting to hear about Republicans and Democrats formally entering the big political races here in Connecticut. And soon, we'll be hearing about candidates entering from a new party, the Griebel-Frank for CT party. Mike Urgo is the executive director of Griebel-Frank for Connecticut. He's joining us this morning. Thank you very much for being with us, Mike. So tell us about this party. What's it all about?
Oh, thanks for having me, Eric. Yeah, we are really excited about what we're doing here, and we are organizing under Griebel-Frank for CT. You may remember Oz Griebel, who was a force in the gubernatorial race in 2018, sadly no longer with us, but had done a lot of great work along with Monty Frank running for lieutenant governor in trying to kind of change the foundational system we have here in our democracy. And we're excited to continue that work right now.
Yeah, we just had a picture up showing Oz Griebel, who tragically was killed in a car accident while running. He was hit by a car back in 2020. So Oz is not, of course, here with us, not able to assist with your party, but the name goes on, and it's all based on the votes he got. 54,741 votes was enough to guarantee the party a spot back on the ballot. So where do you go from here? The guy whose name is there tragically has died, and the party carries on. What are you hoping for to kind of bring that legacy along?
Well, we've been working over the last couple of years with SAM, the Serve America movement, and we had intended to look to change the name from Griebel-Frank for CT to SAM, Serve America movement. Currently, that's not happening. We just heard from the state on that, so we're assessing our options. But what we're doing now is we will have someone on the third line on the ballot. We have the third line on the ballot, Griebel-Frank for CT for the gubernatorial race. And we're looking for candidates and speaking with people about the Secretary of the State race. And we think it's pretty exciting, the Registrar of Voters races in the 106 communities where those races are taking place in the state.
All right. So obviously some open positions apply now. One of the things we led into this piece with was talking about fixing the foundations for democracy. That sounds like a heavy lift to me, Mike, but what's the plan? What does that really mean in action?
Yeah, I mean, it does sound like a heavy lift, but I think a lot of people agree that there's not a lot getting done at times because we're not able to talk to each other, and we feel like we are the solution. We are a new party for a new majority. The things that we're talking about implementing are things like ranked choice voting, which some voters may be aware of, where you can actually rank your candidates. It helps more people get involved. It helps people play nicer in the sandbox when they're running for offices. We're looking at things like open primaries. And we're looking for people that are going to represent our values. And that's people that are accountable, that are transparent, that are problem-solving individuals, and people that are going to support electoral competition, electoral reforms. We realize that those are the things, these electoral reforms that we can make are really what can change the foundation of our democracy. And it's just the key to what we need right now to help move things along and become more collaborative in politics.
But one thing about Oz Griebel is he shunned those political labels. Many people leading up to that 2018 race said to him, jump in on the Republican side. At the time, there was a little bit of a power vacuum in that party. And they said, Oz, get in there. You'll have a real shot. And he didn't want to hear about it. He was not interested in being part of a party. So does that give sort of the guiding light to your efforts now that, you are setting off in a different direction?
Yeah, it does. I mean, Oz, I got to know Oz pretty well when he was running, and I myself was first selectman in the town of North Stonington, and I ran unaffiliated and then as an independent. And it is very difficult for people to get involved without having to go to a party or another. Now, we aren't turning away people that are in parties. We welcome people that are in parties to our party as well. We like to think of ourselves as kind of the big tent. Where we can kind of talk about any sort of issues. And really, the main thing is that we're talking with people who have reasonable points of view, but they may have differing opinions on things. And that's okay with us as long as they embrace our core values.
Well, I know you're looking for candidates right now. Election day is coming quick. TikTok, you got a lot of work to do. Mike Urgo, the executive director of Griebel-Frank for CT. We appreciate you being with us here on CT22.
I appreciate the time, Eric. Have a great day.
You too.